Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to discuss how to make the booklet of our project. In my college days, I don't have an idea like how to make the project, even the booklet. So now I'm going to tell you how to make the booklet. Okay, so before going to booklet, make sure you're subscribing to my channel and don't skip any point so that you can do your project the best. So, whenever the colleges announces that you have to do a project, the first thing that you have to do is search the topic because topic will decide how your project is going to be. Before choosing your topic, search in internet because if you have similar projects, it will be helpful, and also go through whole projects. So if you are studying in the college, definitely your seniors would have done the same project. They have done in marketing, HR, and then finance. Just go through all those projects and also have a conversation with your seniors. That will help you to make your project the best. And the second thing is you have to understand the topic because without knowing or understanding the topic, you cannot do a single thing. So for example, if your topic is a study on consumer behavior towards Cadbury in Chennai city, the first thing that you have to know is what is meant by consumer behavior and what are the things that are included in that. What is the research type and what are the objectives should be collected. So first go through your topic and understand the concept of your topic. And the second thing, now we are coming to the booklet. So while giving the introduction part, the first thing that you have to mention is in some colleges they would require you to mention about if you are taking the domain, then you have to mention like what is meant by marketing, what is meant by human resource management, what is meant by finance. If your college is asking you to mention also about the domain, then make sure you are mentioning it for like 5 pages and then mention about your topic. Like if consumer behavior, then mention it for 5 pages. Just divide it into two and just mention like the topic the most. Okay. If the college is not telling you to mention about the domain, then you can mention about your topic. If it is consumer behavior or sales promotion or whatever it may be, you can mention about the topic for 10 to 15 pages. Okay. And things that you can mention in your introduction is you can mention definition, meaning, and then objective, and then need, and also the importance. If you are doing in marketing, then mention 4 P's of marketing, so it will be an highlighting point. And then if in your topic also mention the need, study, and then objective, and go through all those things. So that's how introduction goes. So now we are in the second topic, that is company profile. So when it comes to company profile, the first thing that you have to mention in the booklet is your logo. Make sure you're mentioning your logo and then the founder and then the founded and also the history of the company. So while mentioning your history, make sure you're mentioning the year in the boulder so that it will be visible clearly. Then awards and achievements made by the company, and also have the basic knowledge about the products that they are producing. What are the different types of products they are having? You can also mention like when it was launched. When you're going for history, you will have the history of the products also. So you can also mention that. Now we are in the important point of your project. Yes, it is objectives. So whenever I'm saying you go through your projects, it's only for the purpose of making objective. I would highly suggest you to go for many projects because if you are a kind of person who don't have a knowledge like how to take a objective, then go for many projects and take object take objective from the previous projects. So it would be very helpful for you if you are not in-depth knowledgeable with objective. Okay. And also the major part is mention at least 4 objectives. So whenever it comes to marketing, you can mention easy objectives like satisfaction and then purchasing pattern, like that. So it will be very helpful for you in understanding. And the limitations. So when it comes to limitations, you can mention the sample size. Now you should not worry about sample size, it will be mentioned later. And the place, if you are doing the project like in a particular place, if for example a study on sales promotion towards Titan watches in Chennai city, you can mention like the study is focused only on Chennai city, it will be a limitation. And you can also mention like it is focused on something. If you are doing a project on Cadbury and you are focusing on dairy milk, then you can mention like the majority of the study is focused on dairy milk, it will also be a limitation. Okay. And then the time limit, if you don't have a lot of time for doing this project, you can mention like it the project is made on the limited time. Okay. So the scope and need, this is optional, but I would highly suggest you to go with need and scope of the project. You can mention what are the needs and scope. You can go through the previous projects, which will be very helpful for that. And we are in the main part, that is review of literature, that is the third topic. So when it comes to review of literature, just think why we are doing review of literature. So now we are in the introduction and also in the company profile. We haven't learned anything. All we had is a basic knowledge about the topic and also about the company. We don't know anything about how we are going to do the project. So that's why we are doing review of literature. In this review of literature, while making booklet, you have to mention the author name, abstract, and also the topic. I would highly suggest you to make at least 15 reviews. Yeah, I can hear you that you're telling we don't know how to create, like how to collect review of literature. So let me explain. So now you took a topic, like if for example, let's keep a study on consumer behavior towards Cadbury in Chennai city. So what you have to do is you have to go and type your topic in internet. You will get similar projects. Unfortunately, I don't think there is Cadbury separately, but you will get many projects related to that. So all you can do is just go through all those projects and take the author name and also the year that they have made the project, and also they have mentioned the abstract. Just study, and if you are capable of writing it for 2 to 3 likes shorter, you can write that, or else you can mention the abstract. So that is what review of literature. It will be very helpful because you'll get an idea like how they made the project on your topic. Okay. Now we are in the main part, that is research methodology. So it is one of the major part in the project. How to do research methodology, that is easiest part. The first thing that you have to mention is data collection, and then the sample size, and then the sampling method, and then the sampling technique. So data collections are of two types, primary and secondary. So let me explain you what is meant by primary and secondary. When it comes to primary, if the researcher go directly and collect the informations and data for the project, then it is called as primaries. And if the researcher go through the previous projects and get an idea, that is called as the secondary. When you're mentioning the data collections, you can mention anything. Like the data are collected with the Google form, and also the personal communications made with the neighbors in order to get the product review. And it comes to primary, you can mention like Google form is created and the questionnaire is administered to the user of the product. Okay. And then you can mention the secondary, like you have gone through a lot of previous projects and also the magazines and the books of author, etc. And the sampling size, this would not be important right now. You don't need to mention the sample size right now. And then the sampling method, it depends on the topic. So go through your topic and identify what is the sampling method that comes for your topic. There are many methods like convenience sampling and then random sampling, many. Make sure you're mentioning the right method. And we are in the data analysis part. Before making data analysis, all you have to do is making the questionary. Yes, the last part. Because I have already told you to make sure collecting the objective in the right manner, right? That is for making the questionary. Now you have to make a questionary. There are four common things that you can take in your questionary: is name, age, gender, educational qualification, family income, etc. After that, you have to collect 15 or 20 questionnaires based on your topic. If, for example, you have mentioned like the word satisfaction in your objective related to your topic, you can mention like, are you really satisfied with the price, or something like that. If I am taking Cadbury, let me explain you. If my objective is to analyze the purchasing pattern, so when it comes to purchasing pattern, I have made a questionnaire like the chocolates is consumed more by the children's, because it actually defines the purchasing pattern. If the children are consuming more, then definitely children are the one who is buying the chocolate the most. And I can mention like how many times you are buying a chocolate in a month, and I can give options like once a week, twice a week, like that. So it will be, a questionnaire should consist of options, so make sure you are collecting in that pattern. So questionnaire is the most important part of your project, so make sure you are collecting the project questionnaires properly. Get to your guide properly and ask them whether your questionnaires are right. Once you're done with the questionnaires, make sure you're preparing the Google form and sending it all to your friends. And if you're doing the project in marketing, you can get from all your friends. If you're doing from HR, then you have to collect it inside the company, that is from the employees. Make sure you're collecting at least 60 above respondents. It will be looking highlight. And if you're collecting like 100, it is good. But when you're making the pie chart, it will be quite difficult. If you're collected like 100, don't go for 100, go for 60 or 70 or above 100. Don't fix like 100. 107, 106, that will be fine. But don't fix like 100. After collecting all those data, you have to create data analysis and interpretation. So it is one of the major part, like presenting the data that you are collected, right? So first you have to mention the questionnaire in a shorter form as a title, and make sure you are not mentioning the first questionnaire, that is name. You should start from the second questionnaire, if it is age, gender, like that. Now for example, if you're taking the questionnaire age, you can mention like classification of age or respondents of age, like that. You can give a title for that, or else you can mention like showing the respondents of age, like this. You can mention the questionnaire in a shorter way that will make the project look neat. And the second thing that you have to do is you have to put the pie chart. For that, you can mention like chart 4.1, and then you should mention the chart for age. I would highly recommend you to mention the pie chart. If you don't like pie chart, you can also go for graphs and then line graph. There are many types of presentations, you can go with it. After putting the charts, go for tables. So in the table, you have to mention the respondents and also the percentage. Okay. So in the respondents, you have to mention like how many respondents were there. If the option is yes or no, you have to mention yes, no. And then for yes, you have to mention how many respondents were said yes, and you should go for the percentage. And also for no, you should mention how many respondents for no, and you should make the percentage for it. And at the end, you should add both the yes and no percentage and put it for 100, because we all know percentage is 100%, right? After doing both tables and pie chart, you have to write the interpretation. Interpretation is kind of simple. Always write the interpretation in paragraph, don't go for points. You can mention like 63 percentage of them told yes and rest of them told no. Like mention it in like two or three lines. Okay, it will look good. You can mention percentages in interpretation, it will look good. So you have to make this for all the questionnaires, and make sure you're not making this for name, email, etc. Okay. And the next part is findings. So after analyzing all the data and pie charts, you would have found something. For example, the first thing that you can mention is majority of the respondents are females, or majority of the respondents are males, majority of the respondents are students. You can use the word majority or most, or also you can mention the percentage in findings. So mention findings for each and every questionnaire. That would look good. And the next part is suggestion. So suggestion you should write based on your findings. For example, I told you like the Cadbury products is more consumed more like by the childrens, and the findings also say the same. All I can do is I can mention like anything for admiring the childrens. In my project, I have mentioned like introducing new free gifts in Cadbury products will be a plus point so that many children can buy that. And if my findings tells that most of the people are get influenced by TV ads, then I can mention like the company should focus more on advertising through television. So these are the kinds of suggestions that you can give based on your findings. Mention at least 6 points in your suggestions and make sure that matches your findings. So now you will get a clear idea after doing your data analysis, findings and suggestion. You would have a very good clear idea like what you're concluding. So when it comes to conclusion, you should mention things that are related to your objective. If I have mentioned like my motive is to find which product is bought more in the particular company, then I should mention that in the conclusion. I am concluding that this particular product is consumed more by the consumers. So make sure your conclusions are best to your knowledge. And to make your conclusion look bigger, you can mention your topic in the conclusion, and you can say like this particular study helps to identify this, and this study is focused on, and you can mention your objective in a shorter way, and then you can mention that I am this actually concluding that, and you have to mention what you're concluding. And then you can mention at the end like necessary suggestions were given above which can be followed by the company in order to attract customers, like that. You can mention anything like that. So always mention your conclusion at least to 7 to 8 lines, it will look good. Or you're mentioning in the point, you can mention like 5 to 6 points. So that's all, the project is over. So now we are going for bibliography. So in this bibliography is nothing but it tells like which are the things that we have used and what are the things we have gone through for the project. So you have to mention the links that you have gone through. So always make sure you're mentioning the 3 links. The first thing is introduction part. You have all gone for the introduction part, right? So mention the link of the introduction and the company profile and the review of literature. And also if you have gone through anything for this project and you have mentioned in your booklet, you can also mention that link. And at the end you can also mention the reference. Reference is nothing but the review of literature, but while mentioning the reference you have to give name, year and the topic. In the review of literature you should not give the topic of the project, but in the reference you should give that. And make sure you're checking my next video for Viva. And if you want the video in Tamil, please comment down below so that I can make the video in Tamil. And I'm planning to make this video also in Tamil. If you want the video in Tamil, please make sure you're mentioning in the comment and subscribe to my channel. Have a nice day. Don't worry, do your project well. Thank you.